Good morning, students. I hope you all of you enjoying the topic Indian Constitution, especially the fundamental rights. See, because of its significance, because of the significance of the fundamental rights, so it is referred as the section of fundamental rights are referred as conscience of the Constitution, the conscience of the Indian Constitution. So, let us discuss a few more rights in this topic under the fundamental rights. See, dear students, as you know that, and then already I taught in the previous class some of the fundamental rights. The Constitution of India guaranteed and provided so totally six fundamental rights. So the first one that is about right to equality. The first one is right to equality, and the second one is right to freedom. Right to freedom. And the third one is right against exploitation. Right against exploitation. And the fourth one is right to freedom of religion. Right to freedom of religion. The fifth one is, the fourth one is right to freedom of religion, and the fifth one is cultural and educational rights. Cultural and educational rights. And the last one that is about right to constitutional remedies. The sixth one is right to constitutional remedies. See, these are the six fundamental rights which are provided by and guaranteed by the Constitution of India. Already we have discussed about right to equality and then right to freedom. So right to equality, according to that, all are equal before the law. All are equal before the law. So that means, so here all the persons whoever it may be, irrespective of their caste, community, creed, sex, or religion, or even the economic status or political status, or whatever it may be. So here, from the president of the country, the first citizen of our country, and even the common people. So all are equal. So before law. So there is no any special provision according to these rights. See, the constitution it is not going to give any special what we call the provisions or specification or even the special provisions for anybody. So according to this, all are equal. So that's what the in the single word, all are equal before the law, and even all the public places are accessible for all the different kind of people, especially the clearly the constitution mentioned all these things. And also, dear students, according to this, see, before there we can see the practice of untouchability. According to this right to equality, so the practice of untouchability, it was abolished in this I mean in the present. And if suppose practicing the untouchability, that is considered as the criminal offense also. And the second one, right to freedom. See, this right to freedom is including the right to speech and right to expression. So here, according to this right, I mean right to freedom, so the all the citizens of our country, they are very free to move one part of the country to any another part of the country, and also they can reside in any part of the country also. And also, dear students, so according to this, the people of our country, I mean citizens of our country, so they are very free to follow or even so practice any kind of profession or business or even the occupations and so on. And the third one is right against exploitation. See, according to this, the constitution prohibits especially the human trafficking. The human trafficking. What is the meaning of human trafficking? So I think you all of you knows the traffic. Traffic means not what we are using the traffic rules or so on so things while riding the vehicles and what we should follow the rules, not like that. So here trafficking means it is about so the sell and buy of the children or the especially the women or the girls. See, this is also that means so completely the human trafficking, especially purchasing or selling or doing business with the small children or whoever it may be. It's like selling and buying of the beings, especially the girls and kids. The girls or women are including the kids. And also, dear students, according to this, forced labor also completely considered as the offense. At present days, so practicing forced labor, it is the biggest offense in our country. So here, the constitutions very clearly told that, and then even the government of India and as well as constitution provided right to education also, especially up to 14 years. So there is a free education for all Indian citizens, and even dear students, appointing below 14 years students in a different involving or appointing or made them to work in a different sectors, especially the hazardous sectors like some of the chemical factories and even cracker factories and all. It's completely prohibited. It's completely prohibited. So because the government is going to promote the education, especially free education, up to 14 years, and up to 14 years the child must go to the school, whether private sector or government sector, and even so involving or taking these children in a different work, to work in a field or to work in a hotel or to work in any sector, that is not allowed. And especially appointing the children in hazardous or in a dangerous factories such as crack factories and even the chemical factories or some of the other dangerous area, that is also completely prohibited. See, the employment of children under 14 years, whatever I explained, so even that must be followed by force or by influence, or even their own parents also, so they were not permitted by the constitution to make those children to work as a laborers. So that's what the government of India so provided free education up to 14 years. That means so the in our country the primary education is a free education. So this is all about right against exploitation. So especially practicing human trafficking, buying and selling of women and kids, and also dear students, forced labor, and also the employment of the children so below or under 14 years. So this all comes under right against exploitation. Right against exploitation. See, the next one that is about a right to freedom of religion. Right to freedom of religion. So in India, if suppose if people are born in a different religion, if they would like to practice or convert for any different religion, so it is completely permitted. So the citizens of the country they are very free to practice any religious activities and even they can perform, they can practice and even they can propagate any religion also or any practices also. So there is no or there are no any restrictions for Indians to follow the particular or the person who born in that respective religion, not like that. Suppose the person born as a Hindu, he would like to convert into Christian, he can. He has that rights. And even he can practice any kind of whatever you want, the religious puja or performance and so on so things. And even the nobody they are not have any kind of rights to force the person to perform or to involve in the activities. So here the citizen of our country, I mean they are very free to follow or propagate or practice any religion because that next we are going to learn in under the secularism. So India is one of the secular country. Here, all religious people they are having the same equal status and all, and even the people. So if they would like to perform any kind of or practice any puja or their own, or even if they whether if they would like to become ascetics also, it is permitted. If they won't believe any god goddesses, or if they don't like to practice any religion or any customs traditions. See, the religious freedom is provided to all the citizens of our country. They are very free. Every person has the right to practice also and profess also and even propagate of the any religion or other religions also according to their choice. So the people they can perform, they can practice and even they can propagate so what they would like to. So they are very free. So this used to called as a right to freedom of religion. And the next one, cultural and educational rights. See, our Indian constitution states that all minorities, especially all minorities and religious or linguistics. So they can set up their own institutions. They can set up their own institutions, especially in order to preserve and develop their own culture. So this used to called as a cultural and educational rights. Cultural and educational rights. So the constitution is very clearly mentioned. So the minority community people or even the religious or even the linguistic means so those who are speaking the different language people, so they can set up their own educational institution. It is permitted by the constitution itself, and they can through this by set up in their educational institutions in order to, so especially the purpose of this in order to preserve and develop their own culture that's left to them. So here also the people, they are very free, especially the minority communities and even the religious and then linguistic group, the people. So they can set up their own institutions, especially the educational institutions, and they can preserve and then develop their own what we call the culture. And the last one is a right to constitutional remedies. Right to constitutional remedies. See, this allows citizens to move the court if they believe that any of their fundamental rights have been violated by the state or by any individuals or organizations, including state itself, whether central government or state government, the government itself. So that's what, dear students, the last one is there now, the right to constitutional remedies. So it is actually the base for all these fundamental rights, all these rest of the five fundamental rights. Suppose in case if any fundamental rights violated by or denied by or misused by any organizations, including the government, including the state, then they can go, I mean the citizens are so allows or can go to court and then they can get justice and then raise the questions. So this is to called a right to constitutional remedies. So that's what, because of this reason, the right to constitutional remedies, it is considered as a heart and soul of the Indian constitutions, especially fundamental rights. Because this art and soul of the fundamental rights. Why? Because now, if any other all this, whether right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, or right to freedom of religion, or cultural and educational rights, these fundamental rights are violated by any person, individual, group, or state or government itself. So the court, I mean the constitution allows those citizens to move to court to get the justice. So that's what I told. This is the base for all these remaining fundamental rights. So this is all about fundamental rights. So please keep it in your mind. The fundamental rights has often been referred as a conscience of the Indian Constitution or Constitution of India because of its significance. Understood? And the fundamental rights are guaranteed by and provided by the Constitution of India, and there are six fundamental rights are there. Right to equality, according to that all are equal before the law. Right to freedom, so the citizens of our country, they can move anywhere of the country and then they can reside and even they can follow any profession, business, occupation, so and so things. And right against exploitation, especially it is about the practicing of human trafficking, forced labor, and as well as under the 14 years they are going to appoint as the what we called the child labor or employment of children under the 14 years, it's also prohibited. And right to freedom of religion, so even in our country, the citizens in the, if they born in any religions, they are very free to practice, propagate, and even they can profess any kind of religion, even they can convert also, they are very free regarding this. And cultural and educational rights that provides the minority religious and linguistic groups, so they can set up their own institutions to preserve their culture and all. And this right to constitutional remedies is the last one and it's one of the important one, because if rest of the fundamental rights are violated by the government or any organization, association, or individual or community or from anyone, so the citizens are allowed to go to the court to get the justice. So this is also there. This is all about fundamental rights. Now, let us discuss about the last key feature of Indian constitution, that is about secularism. See, what is the meaning of secularism? Secular means used to call in Kannada Jatyatita. That means Jatyatita. See, dear students, Indian government and India, it's declared as one of the secular state. It is one of the secular state. See here, in a secular state, the state is not going to promote or not going to declare any religion as official religion of the state. That is called as a secularism. Is it clear now? So, secularism is, or a secular state means, is one in which the state does not officially promote, or they are not going to declare this is a Hindu country or this is Muslims country or this is a Christian country, like that. So the state treating all, whether small or large, whether majority or minority religious group, all religious or religions in an equal manner. And the state is not going to promote any religion as official religion. That used to called as a secularism. So India is one of the secular country. So in India, all religions are having equal status, whether minority one or majority one. All religions, whether Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jain, so on and so thing. So there is no official state. You all of you knows that some of the countries even present day, so they are declared as, and even so next class you are going to study, even the Sri Lanka also propagated and promoted the Buddhism as official, and then even the Simana language as official. We are even the Nepal few years back, that is also declared it is one of the Hindu country. But secularism means, so there is no official religion, there is no state religion, and the government or the state is not going to promote any religion as the state religion or official religion of the country. So regarding this, we are going to learn in a separate chapter this concept. There is a separate chapter about the secularism. So please keep it in your mind. Secularism means, so the state is not going to promote or propagate or not going to declare any religion as state religion or official religion. So this used to called as a secularism. Is it understood now? Is it understood now? I hope, dear students, you all have understood. See, then the next thing, the one thing I would like to remembering you, the Constitution plays a crucial role, especially in laying out the ideals that we would like all citizens of the country to adopt, including the representatives that we elect to rule us, because we are electing the rulers, including the rulers. And just like in the game football, for example, see, a change of constitutive rules will after the game. Are you getting now? See, the Indian constitution has been amended over the years to reflect the new concerns of the polity. So our constitution also amended by so many times. Why? Because now to reflect the new concerns of the polity, often a major change in the constitutions means a change in the fundamental nature of the country. Suppose if you are going to change the constitution, that means our major change not the whole or the part of the constitution or any article, whether we are going to amend or whether we are going to add the new articles means, so it is actually about the change of the or change in the fundamental nature of the country. See, that we all discussed in even how in Nepal, so they were adopted the new constitution after it became a democracy. See, dear students, all these different features of the Indian constitutions outlined above, whatever we are discussed, the different five, especially the whatever we discussed, the different key features of the Indian constitution. See, it's involved complicated ideas that are often not easy to grasp. There are so many complicated ideas that are often not easy to grasp. And even please, you don't worry too much about this for the moment because we are going to learn a lot regarding all these things in the higher classes. And please keep it in your mind, the Indian constitution, it is actually one of the best constitution in the world, and as well as it is the largest constitution in the world. And whatever we are discussed, it is only a drop of the water about our Indian constitution. I hope, dear students, you all of you understood this chapter. Now, next class we are going to learn the new chapters. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.